Hello everyone, I'm Rec5,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas with Joe Smurd.
Yes, and in the last episode I continued to try and get software upgrades for the various devices in this crazy player house. So the little robot you see running around, that's Muggy, and he wants me to get coffee mugs because he can apparently break down coffee mugs. And he's obsessed with it.
Have you gotten any coffee mugs yet?
No, because I didn't know I needed to collect them. So there was coffee mugs in the back of a truck in exactly the same place that I found the circuit board for Muggy. If I could just remember where it is now.
See? Now you've
and there was a bunch of coffee mugs in the back of that very same truck.
See, you've got something to think about now.
Yeah. If I could just remember where.
Yeah, well, this is somewhat of a big area.
Yeah, well, if we look at the world map here, okay, I think, we were over here somewhere. Yeah, the Securiton deconstruction plant or something, somewhere over here. I think that's where that truck was. Right? So, I don't know. We could try and go over there and see if we can...
make a quick sprint over?
Make a quick sprint over there and see if we can find some coffee mugs for Muggy. Uh-oh. Boy. Those aggressive melee enemies are hard to hit close in.
Yeah, you did a good job there, though.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of ammunition I've got going on here.
The kind that's getting you shot at.
Yeah, really, hey? Okay, well, we'll just run right up close to this guy and,
shotgun him right in the chest.
Shotgun him right in the chest.
Oh, you knocked him over. You think you knocked
him over and missed a whole bunch of times, eh?
Yep.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Moderate ranges, this gun works better.
Yeah, I think you basically have to be willing to charge your enemy with a shotgun.
Well. There. That takes care of that.
You basically got to be willing to charge them.
Yeah. Well, like they got a brush gun and some more 45-70s.
And you can eat them.
Yeah, well, we'll do that to heal up a little bit here. Because these guys with the brush guns and stuff, they're not a joke now, right?
Yeah, well, those guns hurt quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay, where are we now? Look at the map again, figure out where we are. Okay, so we need to go over here, and I'm not sure if that represents a road or a pathway or something. Yeah, I guess we're more or less going in the right direction.
Ish. Approximately.
Approximately. Yeah, there's the truck right there. I recognize it. Oh.
But you're going to get shot at by someone first.
Okay, yeah. Boy, these guys are a nuisance. I'm going to shoot that guy first because he is shooting me with bullets.
Well, he's now in pieces.
Yeah. Oh, where are you going?
Pick up his gun.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, wow, look at that. There's a Cazador running around loose out here. Wow.
Yeah, those things are pretty nasty.
Yeah, they are. Okay, well, we'll pick up the ammunition, I guess.
Yeah, I thought there was another guy shooting at you, but he seems to have lost track of you somehow. Or maybe the Cazador killed him.
Maybe. I can't see the Cazador being part of a faction, really. Uh-oh. Okay, here comes more robots. We'll hide around the corner here until we get close enough. And then we'll chop them up with our proton axe.
Because it works good for that.
Yeah, this is actually a more powerful version of the proton axe that is a,
I remember, I was here when you got it.
it's like a reverse proton axe, proton inversal axe.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, anyway,
Looks like it's an anti-power armor item, too.
Yeah. See, I'm still working on improving my energy weapons. I've been pouring points into energy weapon skill the last 2 or 3 levels up.
Just because you want to use this thing better?
Well, I want to be able to use it better, yeah. Anyway, okay, well, looks like that's loaded. What are we doing with this? Okay. Alright. Okay. So, anyway.
There's a bunch of mugs.
Yeah, there's a bunch of mugs. Oops.
Got to get used to your new Vegas controls again.
Coffee mug, coffee mug, coffee mug. Okay. See? And this is where I found the circuit board for Muggy. So now we'll go back there again. And we'll see what happens if you give Muggy coffee mugs. Because he really is obsessed with them.
There will be no more coffee mugs in the entire world.
I guess not, no. And I'm still trying to get upgrades for the various appliances in this player home, which is why I'm still, you know, kind of following that quest marker. And it looks like there's about 3 different places where you can get upgrades for the sink now, right? Because that's what I've got going on here is find upgrades to the sink's central intelligence unit. So we do find some upgrades for the sink, I guess. Oh.
I guess it got stuck in place there.
Well, I knocked him down with a shot, right?
Yeah, and he was trying to run against, I think, the ground in front of him.
Maybe.
Was obstructing him somehow.
That's okay.
Yeah, Bethesda things, right?
Yeah. Okay, looks like there's the doors right there. So we'll be able to see what happens when we give Muggy coffee mugs. Well, that's that balcony door thing, yeah. Okay, there he is.
Oh, please, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups.
Here, take whatever you want.
Sweet, sweet fulfillment. I'll break these down for you just as fast as I can.
Okay, process coffee mugs and dishes.
Oh, I guess dishes too.
Oh, look at that. He turned them into wonder glues and empty syringes.
That's very random.
Yeah.
Very random thing to get out of coffee mugs. Okay, sure.
Yeah, really. Well.
You know, those things are probably much more useful than the coffee mugs are.
Yeah, I suppose, hey?
Did you know the communists have an organ behind their eyes that converts salt water into fresh? Or, wait, is that penguins?
What? Okay, well, anyway. We'll head back out here now and we'll get back on track now. We just had to see what would happen if we got Muggy some coffee mugs.
Yes, and you got an interesting biology lesson about the communist penguins.
Yeah. I didn't know penguins could be communists.
Yep, penguins are communists.
Uh-oh, we just crashed.
Rip. Well, I guess we'll pause and be right back.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Yes, and luckily we got an autosave from going through the doorway here.
Yes, I guess the game didn't like us talking about the filthy red, benevolent comrade penguins.
I don't know, I think you're giving the game more credit for intelligence than it deserves, perhaps.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, there, we just got an autosave there too now, so we should be good to go. And what do we got going on here? We got dead lobotomites that we've killed already. At one time or another. Along with dead animals and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just keep going in this general direction here.
Oh, look, there's some more stuff to kill.
Yeah, see, there's some more stuff to kill. They're too far away yet, though.
Ah, you could hit him from here.
I'm not going to waste bullets.
Could always use the VATS trick.
Yeah, I guess we could always use the VATS trick, right? Yeah. Especially that one there seems to be walking toward me, so...
Now they'll run around a whole bunch.
We'll just wait for him to come right up point blank, eh? Then shoot him in the face. Did I miss that one?
Yep, twice.
Yeah.
So you gotta use the VATS trick when they're moving slow.
Yeah.
I think you've shot each one of those once.
There.
Well, there's no more head on that one. Oh, something else is coming now, though.
Yep.
On your left.
What?
Nope, not on your left.
It said danger, but oh,
Behind you.
I'm getting shot at. And I can't tell
Up
from
top.
where. Oh, there. Okay. Okay.
There's another one.
Okay, looks like he's having a little trouble hitting me from here too, huh? We'll just go up a little closer now.
Well, I can't believe you missed both times after you popped up around the stairs.
Yeah, really, okay. Oh well.
That's okay, they're a much bigger danger than the Night Stalkers anyways.
It would seem that way, yeah. Oops, I keep switching ammunition here when I try to switch guns, because I don't do diagonals well.
Diagonals are hard on that type of D-pad anyways.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you're using that, Xbone
I'm using
controller.
I'm using the Xbox controller, but the D-pad on it is really small. Like, the pad on my thumb completely covers the entire D-pad, right?
Oh, well, there's your problem, though.
So it's troublesome for me to try and make precision inputs with it, right?
Hey, you just gotta press it with the tip of your thumb.
Because my thumb's too big.
Well, it's a thing like, it kind of makes me want to talk a little bit about controller and controller holding again. I know I've done that a couple of times.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I can't hold a controller the way that you say it should be done, okay? I just can't physically do it.
Sure you can.
I mean...
no, everybody just doesn't do it. They just want to hold the controller by the handles for some reason.
Well, that's what the handles are for.
They should have never put handles on controllers. Then nobody else would hold controllers wrong, and everybody would have no problem inputting things.
Yeah, but you have to remember, too, that people have differing degrees of fine motor skills, too, right?
Yes, but...
And you know, like, I never have had very good fine motor skills. Like, my handwriting is awful, and...
True, but...
You know, like, that kind of thing.
But I don't actually press buttons with my thumbs. I don't actually move my thumbs at all in order to press buttons. What I actually do is I actually rotate my forearm in between the buttons.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I don't do the...
Those things are pretty hard to hit with that rifle.
One of the reasons why I don't do the mouse and keyboard thing is because I have a great deal of trouble. Wow, he's still not dead.
Yeah, you should just... That one you should just whack with your gun. Oh wait, I can't remember if you can do that in New Vegas.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just switch to this thing here and chop them up.
Yeah, just chop them up.
Wow, there's like a ton of them, that's why.
But yeah, at least with the controller thing, it's all about, people think that you should press buttons with your thumbs and move things with your thumbs. No, you should thrust your forearms into the controller and leave your thumbs almost completely and totally still, and you just rotate your hands around the controller in order to make all the inputs. And if you do that, then your fingers will never get tired too, because I'm sure that some of our viewers out there have problems with their thumbs getting sore after playing video games for too long or whatever. And, you know, like that's a complaint I hear from Sweater Vest Gamer all the time. Don't press buttons with your thumbs. Just don't do it.
Well, as I was saying, one of the reasons that I don't do mouse and keyboard type gaming very much is because I literally physically cannot operate multiple keys with one hand the way that you often have to.
It took me a couple of years to figure it out too, actually, I have to admit.
Yes, but the thing is, though, I started off trying to figure out how to do that kind of thing, like, back in the Commodore 64 days, even.
True, but now...
And almost 50 years later, I still can't.
You have to realize, though, that they have standardized control schemes now. You put your hand in the same place for every single video game.
I know, but basically my hand starts to cramp up if I try to, like do the WASD thing, like, I'm aware of that. But I just can't make it work, right?
You'd get used to it after a while. My hand used to cramp up too.
No, it's a question of, like I said, it's a question of fine motor skills. Like
you could do it.
I just find that a controller, and you know what?
More comfortable.
I have yet to see a game that I wanted to play badly enough that I would actually have to take the, dozens or hundreds of hours that would be required to train my fingers to be able to operate keyboard and mouse. So
for me, it was mostly a laziness thing.
I don't have the tolerance for it.
I didn't always have a controller around because I tended to break them all the time. So I went and bought myself a big fancy mechanical keyboard and then just started gaming on that because it doesn't break.
Okay, well, you know what? There is a quest marker for my current quest in here somewhere. And there's a marker straight ahead. So I'm guessing that, hey, you remember that train tunnel that I came across a few episodes ago?
Yep.
Well, guess what? Once I got the ability to disable that, force field. It turned out I didn't need to because the circuit board I was looking for was just leaning against the wall in the tunnel. I just didn't see it.
You just walked right past it?
Yeah. And so I did disable the force field and go down in the tunnel, and there was nothing down there anyways.
A big troll, eh?
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of buttons, I kind of wish that they made controllers as robust as they do mechanical keyboards. I wish they made mice that robust, too. I can't tell you how many mice I've broken over the years.
Yeah. Back in the Commodore days, actually, I mean, I know controllers were a completely different thing than control pads now, because they were more of a joystick style controller.
Yeah, they were like the bat joystick thing.
But they used, like, mechanical leaf switches.
Mm-hmm.
And these things were basically steel tabs that were like 2 or 3 inches long, some of them, depending on how large the base of the joystick you had was.
Yep.
And, you know, like very robust spring steel.
Yeah, well, now I think controllers are like a contact pad on a PCB with a little graphite thing inside of a rubber pad that when you push the button on the controller, pushes the rubber pad down and makes contact on the PCB.
Yeah.
And bridges the contacts together. I'm pretty sure that's how
and
controllers are designed now.
And actually, even the look at that, I got quest markers all over the place in here. Even the buttons on these joysticks were you know, mechanical leaf switches too, right?
Yep. Yeah, they're like big buttons like on an arcade machine.
And they're
or
basically a spring-loaded pair of metal tabs, and when you pressed a button or made a key input,
it would make the switch contact.
Press the tips of those two steel tabs together, and that would make the contact for the switch, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna read this terminal now.
All right.
What the hell is this? His damn problem. All I was doing was reading the latest issue of Let Phantoma, and that grouch Callus called me an asshat. What the hell is an asshat anyway? Funny, my last name is Butts. That got old in grade school, the snobby bastard. Sorry, just needed to vent.
Oh, he was the guy who was getting in trouble at his terminal in the previous room. You remember that?
Yeah. Okay, check out this mod I've been working on. Hey, buddy, I've been helping the guys over in X8 test out this new toy they've been building. Get this, it's a gun that uses a dog's brain to track targets. They asked me to play around with their gun trigger code, and I came up with this mod. Next time you're over there, to give it a shot. Alice has me swamped setting X13 up for the coming visit by the leads, and he wants the turrets in place so we don't fail the new security requirements.
So your K9000 gun that you ended up getting, I guess, has auto-target tracking, kind of like some of the guns Niher made?
Oh, okay. Field gun prototype. We've successfully created a capacitance module capable of emitting a focused electromagnetic pulse from a sonic emitter. While the physical impact is rather weak, Jenkins fired the weapon at a force field and it fried the field's emitter array. Upon further study, we found the gun only affects a small range of frequencies. Unfortunately, the frequency of our force fields fall within this range.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking of flimsy-ass switches, do you know what I hate the most? Is I hate the micro switches inside of a mouse.
Yeah.
Because those break and double-click and get stuck and all kinds of other nasty things like crazy. Like, I've had the same keyboard now for like a decade, and I've had to buy like 3 or 4 mice over that time. It's ridiculous.
Well, they don't make things like that as robust as they used to. Right?
Well, what I'm saying is what they should do is they should use keyboard switches inside of mouse buttons. Right? They should use the same switches inside of a mouse as you use inside of a mechanical keyboard.
Yeah. But anyway, getting back to those leaf switches, back in the Super Nintendo days, I actually got a defunct Super Nintendo D-pad.
Yep.
And I took the cord, like I disconnected it from the cord. I opened it up and basically disconnected all the wiring from the cord.
Yep.
And then I got myself a piece of wood, basically a wooden block.
Nice.
And I took a bunch of these metal leaf switches out of an old Commodore 64 joystick and mounted them on this block and put like rubber pads on the tops of the leaf switch, like, because I mounted them so that you could press down
Yep.
on them to make the connections. And I built my own custom controller for playing Street Fighter 2
Nice.
because I had so much trouble doing the
inputs for that.
the D-pad inputs for that, right?
Yeah, they're pretty challenging, some of them.
So the way I had this thing set up is that you could just sort of, in quick sequence, depress one finger after another, and I had all the cardinal directions in a row.
Oh.
So that you could put your 4 fingers on your right hand over top of the, because I'm left-handed, and for some
Yep.
reason, left-handed people have better motor control in their right hand.
Okay.
That's why left-handed guitarists like Jimi Hendrix do their fingering with the right hand and strumming with the left.
Yeah,
right?
yep.
Anyway, so with my right hand, I could operate because basically all those D-pads were for the Super NES was basically a 4-position switch where you would, if you press 2 of the pads on the D-pad at the same time, you'd just depress 2 of the switches at the same time, right?
Yep.
And so I was able to reproduce that in a thing where I could actually just rest all 4 of my fingers on each one of those switches.
Yep.
And then if I wanted a diagonal, then
You
I
just
could
press
just
them two together.
just press 2 of them at once, right?
If
And
you'd
and it got me going with pretty much a sure thing. Like if I wanted to do a fireball or a dragon punch or whatever, it was way easier to figure out how to do that.
Yep.
Or even the Zangief's spinning pile driver, because the motion for doing that to get a circle was basically just, how if you drum your fingers on the
you just
desk or
piano
something.
the keyboard.
Yeah, exactly. And then the left hand is where you had the leaf switches for each of the dome buttons and the trigger buttons, right?
Yep. If you want me to tell you something now? They came out with a controller, I don't know, about, I want to say 8 years ago, that actually is exactly as you described.
Really?
Yeah, with, it uses all arcade buttons, right? And so it's got one row of buttons just for doing directional inputs, and one row of buttons for doing,
Really?
button presses.
So there
Right.
you go.
You could have been a millionaire.
yeah.
30 years ago, you could have been a millionaire.
Well, you know what? Somebody else thought of it too, I guess. Except that they probably did it in a far better way than I did.
They basically just took, that arcade stick that I have, that when I used to play competitive fighting games?
Yeah.
Basically, they took the buttons that are on the right-hand side of that, which are like arcade buttons that you find in an arcade machine just about, and they put 4 more of them in place of where the joystick is. So that you can do pianoing of the directions.
Yeah.
Although, actually, I always preferred to play with a D-pad myself anyways.
Oh, well.
But actually, what you described too is part of a justification that some people will use for playing some games on a keyboard, or even using, like, for example, weird things like a programmer's text editor called Vim, which is the programmer's text editor that I use, uses that exact control scheme with the keys H, J, K, and L to move up, down, left, and right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Now, why the hell you'd need that in a text editor? Well, it's because the text editor was actually made before there were arrow keys on standard keyboards.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was a fun story.
It was what? That was a great idea, too.
And, you know what? It worked well for me.
I wonder if they still sell those.
There's no... The administrator's wall safe is empty.
Maybe I'll figure out if they still sell them. Maybe I'll buy you a hitbox someday.
I don't know. I don't play fighting games anymore, so... You know, I was never good enough at it, and when they evolved into something more complex, you know, like I just never really kept playing them, right?
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. For me, it was so basically, fighting games used to be a simple thing, and then they started introducing meter and super moves into like every single fighting game. That was the trend over the mid 2010s.
Yeah, sometimes
And,
you'd basically be watching, and instead of actually doing punches and kicks and things, the guy would make some kind of dramatic flourish and then point, and then a whole bunch of lava bolts or something would go flying from one side of the screen to another the other,
basically,
or something like that, right?
Everybody wanted to go down the road of like the flashy Marvel versus Capcom 3
that's what
super moves.
That's what I was thinking
of
actually. Yeah, that was that game that I was thinking of.
And that sort of thing even ended up infiltrating 3D fighters, right? Like Soul Calibur and other games like that. And by the time that started to happen, I just didn't really care for it anymore. It's not that I couldn't still play the games at a competitive level, because I could. Mechanic like that really didn't affect my game to play, or my ability to play such games at all. But it just got tiring.
Well, the thing is that
because it got less about fundamental gameplay and fundamental mechanics, and actually, you know, knowing the basics really well, and being able to protect yourself, being able to evade attacks, not get hit, and being able to exploit your opponent's openings and hit them. And it just became more about flash. Basically, they made fighting games that were boring to play, but very, very fun to watch because they look fancy and they look flashy, and that's something that I just never cared for. And that's why I retired.
Yeah, well, back in the Street Fighter 2 days, actually my best character was Guile, because I figured out that you could buffer moves. Mm-hmm. And so I'd be able to get in close to my opponent and crouch and do a bunch of either light punches or light kicks while charging the flash kick kind of thing.
Yep.
And you could actually, with a light jab or a light kick, you could almost kind of stun lock your enemy, you know, at least for 2 or 3 blows, long enough to charge up the attack, and then you could knock them down, right?
Yep.
And then while they're knocked down, you charge up the projectile attack that he had.
Yeah, and try to force them to block
so that they would stand up into that.
Yep.
And when they stood up into that, if they blocked it, you'd be following that as well, and crouch and start light punching or light kicking them from a crouching position again.
Yep.
Because they can't, you know, unless they actually do some kind of a crouching block. Well, then, you know, like you could keep repeating that combination over and over, but it was all manually input, right?
I still miss fighting games. Fighting games are probably the single most enjoyable thing that I ever did with my free time. But it also is something that ate up a huge amount of time too. So there's always that drawback to it as well.
Well, and once the online community thing started for that, I was never really interested in doing that anyway.
Mm-hmm. I have to admit, especially in fighting game communities, they can be pretty toxic, and people can be pretty disagreeable at times. Like, you have to have a pretty thick skin and be pretty callous in order to associate with those kinds of communities. Yeah. If you can do that, then there's sort of like a camaraderie that goes, right? Because
there's another mug.
Oh, nice. But there's sort of like a camaraderie that goes about it, where like if you can give it, or if you can take it as good as you can give it, then you know, they'll see you as like one of the bros kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you know, like it's a very toxic culture that unless you've got a really thick skin, you probably wouldn't appreciate it. Now maybe things are different now. I mean, I've been out of it for like 10 years now, but you know, that's how it was back then.
Probably not, because people are still people, right?
Well, you got to realize too that what it is people who are interested in, who are more conflict oriented and more aggressive, are generally going to play those types of games. And so those are the types of people that you're going to meet up with in those communities, people who tend to be a little bit more hard-nosed, right? And they're very competitive, right? Because it's a one-on-one competition kind of thing. They're very competitive people.
Yeah. I need to figure out how to get there.
Now, of course, I met a lot of good people in that community. I'm still friends with some of them, right? But, you know, we're all retired now. It's funny because I'm not actually even that old, but, you know, I'm old in terms of that kind of thing. It's not even necessarily a reaction slow thing, though. It's more of I just got tired of it.
Yeah. Now I'm back here again. I've gone around kind of in a circle, right?
Yeah, well, look at your map. Where are you trying to head to again?
I am trying to get there.
You need to take a left or something. You take left here? On the end, on the right? Maybe?
Is this it, maybe?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, we've successfully blah, 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 blah. Suggestion. While Slew is busy stuffing his face and trying to find new places to hide his junk food from Callus, I've decided to experiment with a mod from one of the techs over at X8. I may not have been able to afford a doctorate like these eggheads upstairs, but I've been programming since I was in diapers. I found a ton of redundancies and exponential loop failures those half-wits must have missed. My fixes should speed up the re-fire rate of the K9 weapon that they've been working on. Maybe if I leave it on one of their desks, it'll actually get implemented. Lord knows they wouldn't take me seriously if I tried to take credit. Okay. Okay, so it looks like I found another,
But yeah, man.
Now I think I'm finally done in this building.
Yeah, it looks like that was the last thing in here.
Yeah.
Now you just got to find your way back
See,
out.
I know we were kind of chatting while I was doing this, but I was basically making my way through this building trying to find these, and clear these quest markers, right?
Yep.
Now I have to figure out how to get out of the building again.
I just wanted to say too, I mean, like, I love fighting games so much. I was the kind of guy I would like jump out of my seat and I'd be like sweating through my shirt playing fighting games.
Yeah.
Like, I really got into playing fighting games. I loved that so much.
Well, I know that I liked the like Street Fighter 2.
Yep.
Because it was relatively simple controls to master and that kind of thing. I mean, you had to develop a fair amount of skill at it if you were ever going to get good at it. But it's like one of those ones where it was easy to pick up and learn and at least be able to play at a basic level.
Yep.
But and it also wasn't such a cheap game that like.
It didn't have input reading in it like Mortal Kombat did.
Yeah, exactly. I also had the first 2 or 3 Mortal Kombat games when they first came out, and I thought those were really cheap, right? Like, I didn't like them at all.
Yeah, that's because the way they designed the AI for those games is they would actually read your inputs on the D-pad.
Yeah. Well, and what would happen, what I found was that I'd have my opponent constantly just walk up to me and just rain blows down on me, and if I blocked, I could reduce the damage somewhat, but if I tried to do anything other than block, then they would just pummel me into submission.
Or you'd go to say punch them at just the wrong timing, and what would end up happening is they stop 1 pixel in front of your fist.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't know, for me that game ended up becoming more of a how you can exploit the AI kind of thing, because there are certain things you could do to the AI that they just couldn't deal with.
Yeah.
But I wasn't necessarily a fan of those games either, to be honest with you.
No, I liked Street Fighter 2 far more than than any of the Mortal Kombat games that I played.
Yeah, I like Street Fighter 2. I didn't play Street Fighter 3. I played Street Fighter Alpha, and then Street Fighter, like the whole Street Fighter Alpha series from 1 to 3. And I played Street Fighter EX plus Alpha as well. But not, I didn't play Street Fighter EX plus Alpha 2 until it came out in arcades, and I actually didn't play the home console version.
Oh, I didn't know there was an EX plus Alpha 2.
Yeah. And then I also ended up...
I know I had EX plus Alpha, and I played that game against you a fair bit.
Yep.
Even though I never really got anywhere against you because you were far too good at it, but...
and see, I wasn't even that good at fighting games back then.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to actually get good, but yeah, I learned all the combos and things like that. And, you know, I actually still play that game to this day, just for fun. Once in a while, I'll just pop it in and I'll play it, and I'll have to do a recording of that for the channel sometime. Maybe just to show off. But, yeah, my competitive game was actually, I think I might have mentioned it before, it was Soul Calibur. So I think I had, like, 4 different accounts and save games for that game. For Soul Calibur 4 was when I finally started playing competitively, and I rolled over the timer in that game, like, I don't know how many times. The amount that I played that game was probably like, you'd have a day off, right? And so you'd start playing the game, and you wake up, and you play the game, and you play the game literally until you're ready to pass out, and then you wake up and you play the game again. Like, that was how much I played that game.
Yeah.
This area clear. Proceeding with search.
Really terrible for you. Really terrible for you in terms of your sleep schedule and the way that you look after yourself and everything like that, but that's how much I played that game. And, you know...
Well, I have to say that,
Please take.
I never got that much into... Look at that, I'm just pushing them along on the floor.
Oh, you knocked him down twice. Oh, third time.
Now your state.
Oh, did you just push him through the wall?
I think I just pushed them through the wall.
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
Probably not.
That didn't sound good.
Well,
Yeah, and I played other fighting games too, like I played Tekken, and I played Marvel vs. Capcom, and I played BlazBlue, and you know, all these other ones, but the one that I actually played at a competitive level was Soul Calibur.
yeah. Well, I thought Tekken was, you know, like the Tekken games were kind of interesting too. But again, though, I never really was able to master doing any of the you know, like more complicated maneuvers that they were capable of doing, because that game was actually a very complicated technical game, right?
Yep.
As far as I can tell. And even the most basic maneuvers required like at least a 2-input combination from your controller, right?
Yeah, usually a direction plus a face button.
Commencing attack
Yeah.
on hostile target. But no weapon.
But really, all fighting games really boil down to in the end is it's a combination of your reaction speed, your ability to manipulate your opponent into doing stupid things, and math.
Yeah.
That's basically what a fighting game is.
Yeah, well, I know that at one point, I don't know how you were doing it, but at one point you had actually mastered the ability to frame count or something.
Yeah, well, basically, so the way that you do this, right, is you could actually, and this was long before, they actually include frame data in most modern fighting games now, so you don't have to do it yourself, but what I would do is I had a capture card, and I would record my gameplay footage at like 60 frames a second, and I'd figure out exactly how fast each move was and exactly how many frames of footage it took for each move to recover before I could act again and things like that. And you figure out the timings of how fast a move is, how much its recovery time is, and so on, and use that to calculate the things that you can do against your opponent in certain given situations. Right? And it also will tell you things like, say, if you use this particular move, I can hit you in the face after it if I block it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Right? They would call that a punish. Right? And so there are certain things that I can do to you that are free, and then there are also certain things like, for example, if I use this move, I'll recover, even if you block it, I'll recover faster than you, and so I can attack you again, right? And that can possibly lead into pressure game or even frame traps or things like that. And then you can even go further with it too, right? So like you can say, okay, well now I know how fast each move is in the game and how much time it takes to recover. But let's think about how much time does it take to stand up for a player character to stand up from grounded, or how long does it take to actually jump? How long does it take to land from a jump? How long does it take for you to be able to act after landing from a jump, right? How long does it take you to sidestep? How long does it take for the evasive frames of sidestep to activate, right? So in Soul Calibur, it was 4 frames. You had to input your sidestep 4 frames before the evasive frames of sidestepping would actually take place, right? Or if you wanted to backstep and block, it would take in modern Soul Calibur, well, in Soul Calibur 5, it took 20 frames to backstep and block. In Soul Calibur 4, it took 4 frames to backstep and block. Step guard in Soul Calibur 4 was 13 frames. Step guard in Soul Calibur 5 didn't exist. It was also 20 frames. In Soul Calibur 6, the limits are reduced somewhat a little bit more, so it's kind of an in-between kind of game, I believe. But I haven't, again, like, I'm retired by now. I don't keep track of this stuff anymore. But yeah, like I could rattle on about this for hours.
Okay,
I probably just boggled everybody's mind.
Yeah. In the meantime, I think I just found the thing that I came in here looking for. So now we need to head back out again.
Indeed. But yeah, so you know, and use this frame knowledge to basically give yourself a real-world picture of what you can do in a situation versus what your opponent can do, and then you're trying to predict what their reaction is going to be, and then trying to manipulate them into doing certain things.
Yeah, well, I know they had like host games, almost kind of like a chat room kind of a thing.
Yep.
And I remember watching you play sometimes, and then you would join one of these rooms. The other players in the game would groan because they knew who you were, right?
Yeah, I went under a different name then, but
Do you hear me, think tank?
Those are sentry bots.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's shoot a sentry bot.
Yeah, I went under a different name then, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, you were well enough known that when you joined a lot of these you know, like game rooms. I think I actually saw a couple of people quit.
Yep.
As soon as not after like playing you, they wouldn't even play you. They would just quit as soon as you joined the room, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that sort of thing was common. Also, getting kicked out of a room instantly was common. If you joined somebody's room and just wanted to fight them. And the funny thing was, I was actually like one of the quieter people. Like I didn't really talk a lot, and I was pretty nice guy when I did talk to people.
I think though that comes out to the what you're talking about, people being intensely competitive though, and
yes,
a lot of those people, guys, I can remember one of the things that drove me away from participating in those things anymore is you would hear some of these guys constantly whine and bitch because things aren't going their way.
Yep.
And that kind of thing I got kind of tired of listening to after a while, right?
Yep.
Because, you know what, I wasn't very good, but the thing is that even when it wasn't my turn to play, I would still have to
listen to them bitch
and listen to them bitch while they're battling it out with someone else, right? And
yeah,
getting their ass handed to them, and then
or if they weren't bitching, then they were trash talking.
Yeah, that too, right? You know, there's just no need for that kind of thing. Got to remember that at the end of the day, that it is just a game, right?
Well, I mean, it's the kind of thing I think happens in any kind of competitive sport kind of thing. Right? Like, if you've ever been on, like, I don't know, where I first encountered it was on a basketball court, right? If you've ever played basketball with people who are really into the sport and really competitive about it, they'll trash talk you for it.
No, I never really was.
And I don't know if other sports are like that.
Yeah, I never really was into basketball. When I was a kid, we used to play like pick up ball hockey on the street kind of thing, or in the summertime we'd play pick up baseball.
Yep.
You know, like in the park kind of thing. But there wasn't any of that kind of stuff going on.
Well, you're being shot at by a guy who's really far away.
I'm being shot at from a guy who's really far away.
But yeah, and I mean, I guess the way I've always kind of viewed it is, at least to me, it was just like a competitive thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, people are gonna... The way I viewed it was people are gonna vent their things, and, you know, what they're saying is basically meaningless. It's not important, and you can just ignore it. And so that's basically what I did.
But it's... I don't know, I still find that kind of thing to be irritating, right?
Yeah. Ooh, that guy's gonna come and try to assault you.
Yeah, he is.
And for me, the enjoyment I got out of actually fighting was far beyond the displeasure I got from people trash talking.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the balance was.
There. Look at that, I cut his arm right off.
I mean, I guess you'd find the same thing too if you ever played like one of those team-based shooter games, like say Call of Duty or Counter-Strike or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Right, there's a lot of trash talk in those too. In fact, actually, you'll find the most ill-mannered 9-year-olds that you've ever seen playing those games.
Really? Well, you can expect that kind of behavior from a 9-year-old, though, right?
I've heard 9-year-olds say words that I've never said in my life. Wow. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
Uh-huh. Well, I appear to have stumbled into some kind of big camp here. Something.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. Do we know anything about this place?
Not really. It was just here. It was on the way, right?
Yeah, and you just kind of ran into it.
I'm on my way to that last quest marker, and I just happened to run into this place. And there was a gate right in front of me, so I opened it and went in.
Yeah.
And we were busy talking anyway, so, you know, I figured that I would just provide some visual stimulation to go along with the conversation, which people may or may not be interested in hearing.
Yeah, people's eyes glaze over.
Yeah. Oh, look, I found a bobby pin.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've always been and it's maybe, again, it's probably my personality type because of the fact that I did get involved in competitive fighting games. But I've always been semi-competitive in, like, everything I did. Like, when I played shooters, I actually did, like, weapons testing to check the spread of guns and check their effective distances and things in those games. And I would do things like, for example, in the Oblivion playthrough, I figured out how to break Oblivion in all kinds of random ways. First, Elf in Space and all that, right?
Yeah.
But I've always been interested in just, like, dissecting games by their mechanics and then pushing them as far as they can go. That's always been just like an inherent thing that I tend to do.
Yeah, well, for me, I mean, I guess I do a certain amount of that kind of thing too, but I have to really, really, really like the game a lot in order to do that, right?
Yep.
You know, like, we're talking Fallout 4 or Skyrim level of like.
Yep.
Right? And, you know, like, I actually liked both of those games to the point where I actually learned how to make mods using the mod tools so that I could, you know, occasionally when I got an idea to make my own mod, then I could do it, right?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Coming along the pipes. Hey, look at that. I just knocked him over.
Are you using that
I'm using my shot. Wow, look at that!
You're trying to see how far you can launch them? Are you playing golf out there? Oh, you're trying to keep them off the pipe or what?
Well, I was trying to knock him off the pipe and see if I could kill him that way.
But apparently you made him cross the bridge again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And in terms of competitiveness too, there's two types of people basically. There's the type of person who wants to be better than other people, and then there's the type of person who just wants to continually improve on themselves. Alright? And I'm the kind of person who wants to improve on myself, and if I can make you better...
They will shoot you with their robotic stingers, and then possibly explode.
But yeah, I'm the kind of person who likes to improve on myself, and so if you and I were to play a game with each other, I would always strive to even try to make you better, because if you're better, then you're more fun to play with. Alright?
Yeah.
And if you're better, then maybe you'll beat me, and then maybe I'll get better. Whereas there are other people out there who just want to be better than other people, and, you know, put them down and kind of things like that, and I never was a fan of that. I always thought that was kind of lame. Alright? Because then, if you continuously berate people and put them down like that, then you'll have less people to play with in the long run, right?
Yeah.
Winning is all well and good, but try to make sure that the other person gets something out of it. Don't just sit there and stroke your ego. There's nothing to be gained from beating up on people that are way weaker than you either.
I am using way too much ammunition to kill these guys.
Well, they are robots after all.
Okay, let's try this thing out.
Yeah, what is your energy weapon skill now?
It's not good, but...
Yeah, that looks a lot more effective anyways.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is. It's a layer. L-A-E-R.
Well, it's working better anyways.
Yeah. Actually, maybe I can switch to that other thing that I've got more ammunition for. The sonic emitter. Hey, what happened there? Oh, that was weird.
Interface freeze.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'd also say too that I probably learned far more and became a far better fighter myself by teaching other people how to play the game and how to fight and, you know, that kind of thing, and passing on the way that I fought to other people than simply just like doing it myself. Right? Because then you start to learn things like, oh, well, you know, I'm now trying to explain this to this person, and I didn't really think about it this way before, but there's actually a flaw with this. Right? Or maybe this way works better. Right? Or maybe the person who you're teaching comes up with an ingenious idea, and they're like, well, what happens if I do this? Right? And it's like, oh shit, well, now I just learned something from the person I was teaching. Right?
Okay.
So good things happen when you treat people positively, even in a competitive environment.
Yeah. Well, let's see what's in here now. This appears to be where I'm we're supposed to go, right?
Mm-hmm. But I guess I just conclude that by saying you can have mutually beneficial relationships even in a competitive environment of all rivals. You can always learn something from each other, and always work together.
There is a sunset sarsaparilla. I haven't been getting very many star bottle caps, though. Occasionally I get one, but they appear to be fairly rare.
Well, speaking of which, there is that one...
Oh, coffee mug.
You gotta visit that place at some time. Have we visited that place yet?
Which place is that? Oh, I don't even know where
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I don't even know where it is. I have no idea how to even get there.
Once we get back to the main New Vegas area, maybe we'll have to think about that. That might be interesting.
Yeah. Coffee mug. We'll keep Muggy happy.
Yeah,
okay?
and dishes too, apparently. So maybe if you find like other types of dishes, he can break them down as well. Because I noticed the dialogue said mugs and dishes.
Yeah, well. Okay, I still haven't found what I was looking for here yet.
He probably just breaks down ceramics in general. You think?
Okay, this is obviously not where I was supposed to go.
No, it isn't.
Because I did not find anything in here. But it is close by.
Is it around this building? Is it on top of the building? Is it possibly down underneath in the canyon?
I don't know. Let's have a look at the map here again.
It's gonna be down underneath in the canyon.
Yeah, probably. We need to figure out how to get there.
Soon, all science will be mine.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet it's down in the bottom of the canyon.
Yeah, okay. Well, we need to figure out how to get down there then.
Indeed, but before you do, I think we should take a quick pause to refill drinks.
Oh, okay.
And we're back.
Yes, I had a little stutter on the control there. That's why maybe I went to unpause it and I accidentally hit it twice.
Ah, well.
So I unpaused it and then repaused it, so then I had to unpause it again.
Ah, these things happen.
Okay, so I guess we have to be down on this level then. So we're going to head down on this level to see if we can get any closer to where we were trying to go. Thing is, it doesn't seem to be getting me any closer. It seems to be getting me further away.
Check your map. Where are you heading?
See,
Within the
I want to
canyon
go
area.
there, right? And on my map, now I'm further away, right? Was there a trap door or something in that building, maybe? That I missed?
I guess you could go back up and check.
I'm going to have to go back up and check now, because it's that building right there, right?
Check this structure here. Pipe structure.
This pipe structure.
Anything particular about this pipe structure in here?
It doesn't seem to be.
Unless it's like on top of the building.
Okay, well. Anyway, we seem to be closest to it when we were right at that building, right? And there seemed to be, like, really stiff resistance right here. Hey, there's a set of stairs that goes up around this rock here. Maybe that's where I'm supposed to go.
Maybe.
Or not. Is there a way I can climb this rock from back here?
Yep. Well, it should be right up here.
Maybe it will. Either on the roof
You
of
can
the
get
building.
onto the roof from
There's
here.
definitely something on the roof of the building over there. And I seem to be looking right at the building, so let's jump over to the building here. See what's there. Take Elijah's advanced lair.
Anyone who can understand these messages, you
Okay.
do not belong here.
And there's the
We will find you.
lair mod prismatic lens. Maybe it's a hint I should grab all of this stuff too, right?
Would seem so.
Okay, take torn journal page. Okay, let's see what the torn journal page says. It says, Set up camp here after Yangtze attack. 2 exposed here. Transmitters vulnerable. Hacked it. Set up remote link to so can access it anytime. Need to find spot closer to the north train tunnel with a clear broadcast LOS to here. Line of sight, I guess that would be right. Canyons are too dangerous. Can't go back to Yangtze. There is that weather station northwest that drew that courier here. But going there sounds like trouble. For now, going to scout the waste disposal site and then around the perimeter of that Securitron plant to see if I can find a more defensible position. Okay. Main computer upgrade. Layer model. This holotape contains an upgrade file for the Sync Robotic Assistant Central Intelligence Unit. Okay. This holotape, again, other one. Recipes, unarmed skill book. I could make an unarmed skill book. Okay. Holotape contains an upgrade file for the... Okay.
You can make a couple of skill books.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, don't forget to check this ammo box too.
Yeah. Okay, well I've got... Hey, look at that.
I think bullets are more effective against them.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
So bullets for living things and energy weapons for the robots.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, he's actually going to come all the way around and try to jump off the edge, it seems. Or not.
Except he's not quite smart enough to find his way here.
I think he went and he fell off the edge or something.
Maybe. I don't see anybody else alive down here, so...
There was someone else down there. I don't know where they went.
I think I'm finished up here now anyway, right?
Yeah, you're done up here.
So I think I might as well just jump back down there and kill this guy and be done with it.
Problem solved.
There's another dead guy over here somewhere too, right? Coffee mug. Yeah.
And a plunger, of course.
Well, yeah.
Stick those on a wall.
Yeah, it'd be just like that one bathroom stall that we found in Nuka World, right?
Yep.
What the hell? Now we've got 3 more. It's like these quest marker things multiply or something.
Yeah,
right?
well, they start to get revealed. Probably you're finding all of the upgrades for all of the things now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, well, how much time have we got in on this today?
We are 1 hour and 8.
Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe we're almost to the point where it's time to start thinking about ending this episode.
Figure so?
Well, I mean, I could make my way to yet another one of these quest markers. But by the time I get there, it will probably be approaching, you know, like 1 hour and 15, hour and 20, and that's probably about enough.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll find out where we need to go. Oh, look, there's that walled compound thing again.
Yes, and we got to bore everybody to death with my rants about competitive fighting games.
Yeah. Hey, look at this. This is actually its very own little interior cell. Broken detonator. Oh, deactivated bomb collars. I wonder if that's where, what's his name got the idea for the bomb collars, right?
Must have been, yep.
Dead money. Because it would, you know, the fact that we picked up that gun that has his name on it would indicate that he was here before, right?
Yep.
I should have a look at that gun, actually. I think it's a gun that we picked up that has his name on it. Elijah's Advanced Bear.
Yeah, it might do more damage than your other one.
Yeah, well, it does 55 by 154. And that one does a little bit better, but then again, though, it's also a 100%
condition.
Yeah. I'm not really too sure which one is better, to be honest with you. Okay, well, let's equip that one, and then we'll...
weapon repair kit it
we'll
up.
use a weapon repair kit on it. Okay, and we'll use another one. Okay, so 61 and 171. And this one is 61 and 156. So
his has a higher fire
this
rate.
one has a higher fire rate. Okay. So we might have to go back to the central base there and see if we can find microfusion cells.
I think also there's a simple crafting recipe to convert cell types and to recycle cell types, and you can...
Because I know I've got a ton of energy cells for this other gun, right?
Yeah, I think you can convert, it's like a ratio of energy cells to MF cells.
Yeah.
And then you can also recycle empties.
Yeah, because with this sonic emitter, I mean, I'm starting to collect a lot of energy cells again already, but I already stashed like 800 of these things because I was getting to the point where I couldn't carry them all, right?
Yeah, all you gotta do is find a workbench, I think.
Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, we'll I guess, switch back to the old standard here. It's funny, you know, I keep picking up 4570s off of these various lobotomites and stuff that keep trying to kill me, but I still seem to be slowly running out of them.
Because they just don't have enough.
Guess not. Okay, well, I think we've found everything that we were going to find in here. So we'll continue on.
Try to leave your dome, think tank, and you will be punished by the pincered might of my Robo-Scorpion army.
There, I just found some microfusion cells. We were just talking about that, weren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Another one.
Oh, geez, what's going on here? Oh, somebody snuck up behind me. Okay. That was pretty sneaky. We'll take your axe anyway, and we'll use it maybe to maintain my axe. There. Now, what was I doing before I was so rudely interrupted?
Taking another one of these.
Yeah. And some more energy cells. Okay. Well, that must have taken a few minutes already, too, right?
Is that a crate on the ground by that truck box? Or by that train box?
No, it's
just a box.
It's a nothing.
It's just a nothing.
Yeah, it's a nothing.
You could jump onto the tracks.
I could. If I could, I'll try it. I'll jump onto... Oh, look at that. These guys, they're so sneaky. Number 27.
This one's named.
Yeah. Well, come on, then. There. Hey, I made him drop his axe.
Now he dead.
Yeah.
Yep, and he didn't fall off, too. You can loot him.
And I've got his axe now. Oh, well.
Yeah, now he's food, right?
Well, you know what? It helps to fix up the health a little bit. Okay, let's see if I can
Jump onto the tracks?
jump onto the tracks. Well, I sort of mistimed that jump, but I made it anyway.
Yeah, your timing was awful on that. It's like some of the worst timing I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, you know, what could I do? Okay, well, looks like I can run around this and follow the tracks, at least for part of the distance that I want to go. Did I just trip over something?
Yeah, I think you just tripped over something.
Oh, it's a landmine. A frag mine.
Just kicking a frag mine down the tracks.
Yeah, well, you know, I can clog dance on top of frag mines now and they won't go off, right?
I just have this image in my head of you doing that, like, Irish dancing shit on top of a bunch of frag mines.
Yeah. And they won't go off because
Yep.
I've got the right perk.
Yep.
So you don't need to worry about okay. That doesn't look like where I'm trying to go though. I'm trying to go over here.
Yeah, but over here is not that far from where you are now. The tracks were kind of almost like a shortcut.
Are they? Oop. Let's go back to the world map here.
Yeah,
Maybe. Hey?
kinda.
I don't think the tunnel's gonna take me to where I'm trying to go.
No, you gotta
though.
go left.
Yeah, I gotta go around.
Go around the back way.
Klein, remember the time you forgot to carry the tube and nearly blew up the Y-Zero Research Center? Oh, wait, you did! Or was that me?
Okay, we're getting closer. I'll bet you it's that fancy lit up place there that says X13 on it again.
Yep.
Right?
I guess you gotta go in there and search for some more shit to upgrade your...
Yeah, this is like about the 4th time I've been in this building. Okay, well, we're here. I guess before we go in, we'll call it an episode here.
Alright.
So, anyway, it looks like this is turning out to be a really long DLC, considering that the physical layout of this place is not that big, right? Like, it basically encompasses just this square area here, right?
It's a lot of back and forth.
But there's a lot of back and forth and a lot of, you know, small detailed areas to explore. But anyway, I guess we'll continue to explore it. Who knows how many more episodes we're going to be stuck in here before we figure out a way out. But maybe it'll be next time. Who knows?
Alright.
Until then,
I'm Wreck 5
and I am Sandman99.
Have a good one.